Hello, beautiful friends. Thank you so much for waiting for me. What an interesting log on tonight. I usually set aside 10 minutes so that I can make sure I can get on. And for whatever reason, tonight was one where I had to put in passcodes and do all kinds of fun stuff. So thank you for waiting. And it's my pleasure to be with you this evening. Tonight, I really want to spend time talking about our beautiful body temples and do some meditative work around well being and gratitude for our bodies. I want to first welcome you to Spiritual Center Spokane. My name is Reverend Bonnie. Happy Holy Week, happy Passover, happy Easter week. I wrote about the Holy Week in this week's blog, which you can find on spiritualcenterspokane.org under Worth Contemplating. And so I spent quite a bit of time researching and remembering the different aspects of Holy Week so that I could bring them out and share them with you. And it was really a thrill to do so. So today we opened registration for affirmative prayer class on Zoom, which is very exciting. It will be Wednesdays at noon during lunch from noon to 1:30 Pacific time. It is on Zoom. It begins May 14 and goes through June 4th. And this class is for you if you're interested in deepening your relationship to source, deepening your relationship to spirit. It's also for you if you're interested in developing or deepening the connection that you have with the divine presence that lives within you and as you. It's also the opportunity to possess a technology, a spiritual technology that you'll be able to use for yourself and for others for the rest of your life. And it, more than any other tool that I'm aware of, improves the awareness of your own self value, which is worth everything to us as we walk this earth plane together. So the cost of the class is $185 for the 5 weeks. And I always offer partial scholarships if there is a need or desire for that. And to register, you can go to spiritualcenterspokane.org. So tonight, I'm going to really talk about owning your own narrative and positive self talk. And as you can see from my eyes and my rubbing of my eyes and the sound of my voice, that I've been doing a lot of self talk this week because I'm experiencing what the world and my doctor calls a head cold. And that means that I've been experiencing runny nose, runny eyes, fever, um, vertigo, just all kinds of fun sensations that are taking place in my body temple. And this is a time whenever I am physically, um, I'm going to use the word compromised, but that isn't even really true. When I'm not at full capacity, let me put it that way. That is for sure when I invest my time in speaking to myself in really positive and beautiful ways. And I have spent now the last many months, if not years, practicing loving myself through everything. That no matter what is in my life, I show up for myself as incredible divine love. Because as I do that for me, I'm able to emanate that out to others. And so, as I have been experiencing these symptoms, that have presented themselves for the last 5 days, I have noticed how difficult it has been to show up for myself. I mean, really, what all I've wanted to do is just rest. And that is a way of showing up for me. But as far as having self talk and loving self and having more of an active presence within and around me, it has become more of a passive presence as like I said, I've been spending time in a nurturing mode. And so what happens when we are experiencing something that we call sickness or illness? And this is where self-talk is really important because I can say I am sick. I have a diagnosis of, and in this case, it would be a head cold. And what I want to say, and you, all of you who are listening to my voice know this, that we have been taught very early on in metaphysics that whenever we say I am, we're invoking the divine presence of God. That those two words are the high calling card of self identification. And so I don't tend to couple myself with a diagnosis. I don't say I am whatever. Instead, I like to use the words I have, I temporarily have, or I am experiencing, if I even bring it up at all. I've become more comfortable in not sharing that type of information with folks so I can just be with my own deep, beautiful center as I allow a shift within me to happen. So, when we're talking about the power of words, we want to get away from I am sick, I have the diagnosis of, and just feel how this is different. I'm currently healing myself and getting better every day. And both of those are true. Both of those are validly true and they have vastly different energy fields. So we can say, I am this, or we can say, I have, or we can say, I'm currently in process of healing. And, it's all about the feeling tone and the vibration within our own body temples. So, another thing I can say is I am learning how energy works in and as my body, and that energy field is getting stronger every day. And that's also very, very true. And I always tell myself how much I love my body. As a young girl, I received, as many of you did, lots of messages around the body temple being not adequate, not enough. Hi, Lily. I see Lily's on. Shout out to you, Lily. Um, so I received messaging about my body not being the right size or the right shape or the right this or the right that. And it took me a long time to come to a place where every single day I just tell my body how much I love it. I just love that I am a divine presence and I have a body to hold that energy, to carry that energy that I might be able to touch and kiss and hug and love humanity in different ways because I do have a body temple. So I tell my body every day how much I love it and how much I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for my body. I'm grateful for my legs and my feet and my hands. I'm grateful for my eyes that allow me to see beauty. Beauty does something to my soul. It is a medicine. It is a food. It is a nutritional supplement. Beauty does something to and for me. And taking in that beauty through my eyes is really a gift. And so that is, I'm just so blessed. And I give thanks for my eyes. I give thanks for my fingers. I give thanks for my toes, for my hair. And then pain in the body is a form of communication. And so if I am experiencing pain, it's calling me to listen. And so if I'm experiencing pain in my chest, let's say, I stop and I ask myself, what do you want to tell me? And I get my journal out, and during meditation, I listen to what my body temple wants to tell me. And maybe it wants to tell me I'm sad or that I'm experiencing heartbreak. Or maybe it's wanting to tell me that I forgot to say or to do something that demonstrated the love I feel towards another human being. Maybe it's telling me I need to apologize, that as I listen to my body, it is in communication with me. When I realize that all of us as a field, whether it is physical or invisible, that it all works together as one. And so I allow myself to listen and to listen really well. So that's a great thing. I am what my affirmation is right now is that I'm currently getting over a head cold. I'm getting over it. And as I say that and talk to myself, I want to be careful that I'm not trying to push away or deny something that is happening in my body temple. So, old metaphysics would have us deny that I even have a head cold. It would be, I deny I have a head cold. I am whole and perfect right now. I deny that it exists. I am healthy right now. I deny that my nose is running. I deny that my eyes are sensitive. I deny that I'm experiencing vertigo. And right here and right now, I accept the wholeness that I am. And what we came to realize as metaphysicians is that that's really hard to deal with at different levels of consciousness. And at most levels of consciousness, isn't that interesting? My nose is clearing up. Thank you, God. In most levels of consciousness, to make a denial like that feels like spiritual bypassing. It feels like we're lying to ourselves. And the whole idea behind metaphysics and spirituality is that it's a capital T truth telling movement. You tell the truth and you're free. So, truth, capital T truth, is essential. And so we often feel as though we're lying to ourselves and we bypass spiritually what could be this beautiful form of evolution that is happening within us and coming through us. So we could be evolving. In fact, I would say we are evolving into our next set of being, our next self. And so, as I am temporarily experiencing this head cold, as it is healing, a new Bonnie is being created, and the next evolution of me is coming forward. And so, to deny that it exists is a form of almost spiritual abuse. And I say that lightly, not heavily, but it's taking away the beauty of what is unfolding through me. And for whatever reason, my head is needing to go through a head cold in order that the next level of intelligence, the next level of sight, the next level of expansion may happen. And so I don't try to stop anything. I honor and acknowledge that it's there, but I also say that I love myself through this because I know it's temporary. So that's kind of the an edge that we look at. So old messages in the metaphysical movement is that sickness is bad. Like someone who is sick, that's bad to be sick. You stay away from someone who's sick. I think historically of how we put symbols on doors to keep people away from houses where folks are contagious, which is smart. And yet there is a connotation of bad or evil. There's a connotation of punishment and there's a connotation of being weak. And those are all old messages and not true. I really want to reframe in my mind that everything works together for my good and that this is a form of my own consciousness unfolding. And so I'm grateful for my head cold. I'm so grateful that it is here. I don't know why it is here, and I don't need to know why to be grateful. I'm so grateful that it's here and right now. And I know that I am loving myself through it. Whew. So, as we do self talk and we aren't feeling well, we remember to love our body, give thanks for our body, listen to our body, embrace our body, recognize it's unfolding to the next best yet to be, and we celebrate the body. So I am talking to myself and saying, "Oh, honey, you are getting better moment by moment. This is great." When I blow my nose, and I'm not kidding here, I have moments of incredible curiosity and awe that our body temples are so sophisticated that it knows how to release what it needs to release in order to be healthy. Like, to me, it's incredibly miraculous. So I hold that space for myself no matter what. I am lovable no matter the state of my body system, and my body is lovable no matter what. So let's affirm that together. This is really beautiful. I am lovable no matter the state of my body system. My body is lovable no matter what. So tonight we're going to have a long meditation where I speak during parts of it. And what we're going to do is we're going to go inside to our different body systems. And we're just going to become aware that they exist and what their functions are. And we're just going to allow ourselves to be grateful that they exist and that they exist to support us. I'm calling this the blessing of our body systems. So let's close our eyes together and let's place our feet upon the floor. And let's take a moment to feel the energy of Mother Earth, that beautiful Mother Earth that can take waste in its soil and turn it into something that enriches our food system. It's really quite amazing, also. So we just allow our feet to feel Mother Earth beneath us. And let's place our attention on our breath. And while we feel our feet on the ground, let's experience our breath moving through our body. And I typically meditate by breathing through my nose, but tonight I don't have that capacity, so my mouth will be open. Lovely. And we're going to begin with and I hope I say this right, the integumentary system. And that's our skin, our hair, our nails. And our skin and our hair and our nails all provide a protective barrier against the external environment. So let's just take a moment and feel energetically into our skin, our hair, and our nails. And I'm going to leave you for a moment feeling into skin, hair, and nails as I step out for a moment to get a Kleenex. And the spiritual word for this system is power. It has the power to protect. Let's use the word protect. It's protect. That the spiritual word for the system is protect. That it is the shield, it is the physical energy that separates us from nature, from other people. It is our protective layer. So, feeling this in our body temples, repeat after me. I give thanks that my hair, nails, and skin are part of a protective force for my body temple. God is protection. I am protected. I am safe. I am well tended to. And take a moment just to place your attention where your hair follicle comes out of your scalp. Just choose a couple that are next to each other and just place your energy right next to your scalp that you may feel where their hair comes out of the scalp. And I was thinking of the hair on my head, but really hair is all over our body temples. I just give thanks for this. How ingenious. And the next system that we're going to give some attention to is our skeletal system. And this is our bones, and they provide support, structure, protection for our organs, and they enable us to move. So their holy sacred words are support and freedom. So let's feel into the bones in our body temple. And see if you can feel into how pliable they really are. We tend to think of skeletons and the bones by then are dry, but as we're alive, the bones themselves are actually quite pliable and structured. So let's just feel into the energy of that. And as you feel into your bones, notice if you intuit or sense anything that you want to give notice to. I'm noticing a beautiful light field as I lean into my bones. It's very interesting. And repeat after me. I give thanks for the support of the bones in my body. I give thanks for the movement that reminds me of the freedom I am. I love each and every bone in my body temple, whether it takes the form of a tooth or a toe or a ring finger or a hip. I give thanks for the energy and the life force of the bone in my body temple. So now see if you can feel into both your bones and your outer layer, the skin, the hair, the nails. Just notice if you can tend to both simultaneously in consciousness. And now our next system is our muscular system. And our muscles enable movement and they generate heat, aiding in our bodily functions. So let's feel into our muscles. I'm going to feel into my leg muscles because I can feel them the most prominently, but feel into muscle in your body. And notice if you can sense the heat that they are generating. And repeat after me. I bless each and every muscle in my body temple. I give thanks that every day in every way they are getting more strong. I give thanks for the movements I can make. And I give thanks for this incredible design, this way that muscles heat up my body system. And I remember reading about monks who sit out in snow in freezing, freezing cold temperatures. And they go within and they experience the warmth within their body. And they don't require down jackets and all of the stuff that the rest of us do. And the snow around them melts. They know how to turn on the heat in their body system. So let's just practice as we place attention upon our muscles. Through our own intention, let's invite the heat to show itself to us. This is how powerful our minds are and how powerful our intent is we can raise our body temperature or lower it if we practice meditating and we practice intention. I love you, muscles. Now, I don't know about you, but my body temperature raised enough that I could recognize it. I could feel it. Mm, how beautiful. All right, and our next system is our nervous system. And our nervous system includes our brain, our spinal cord, and the nerves control, and they coordinate the bodily functions. So it's in our nervous system that we experience anxiety. It is in our nervous system that we hold stress. It is in our nervous system that fear agitates it. And so meditation is such a beautiful experience for our nervous system because it actually calms it. And those of you that have meditated with me for a long time know that I love to talk about how Yogananda says God is in our spinal cord. And so placing our attention upon our head and our spinal cord, and then the nerves that go out into our body temple. Let's just sit in silent observation and witness of this beautiful and miraculous experience called nervous system. And as we quiet ourselves and feel into our nervous system, then let's just give thanks for all of the minute communication that it gives across our body. Let's give thanks that it does warn us when there is any kind of danger. Let's give thanks for its coordination of bodily functions. So repeat after me. Thank you, nervous system. I promise to tend to you more actively. I promise to listen, and I promise to practice relaxing. And our next system is our cardiovascular system. This is our heart, our blood vessels, and it transports oxygen and nutrients throughout our body temple, our cardiovascular system. It transports oxygen and nutrients throughout our body system. And I love to do this in meditation. I love to feel the blood cells moving throughout the veins, throughout the vessels of my body. So just focus into one area of your body and just notice if you can feel or sense the movement of these active, beautiful cells that are making their way throughout your entire body. And spiritually, I think of our heart as the symbol of love. And so let's consciously invite that love to circulate through our entire body, right on top of the cells. We could even say the cells are transporters of love. Mm. I give thanks for the transportation system in my body temple. I give thanks my body transports blood and transports love. And our next system is a respiratory system. The lungs enable gas exchange between the body and the environment, bringing in oxygen and removing or releasing carbon dioxide. The lungs enable gas exchange between the body and our environment, bringing in oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. This is our respiratory system. So, very consciously breathe slow and see if you can feel your lungs filling up. And once full, hold for a few seconds and then release your breath. And I'm just amazed at how this does this unconsciously, that we don't have to say to our body, breathe, it just breathes us. We really are a miracle. This really is amazing. Ah, whoosh. So repeat after me. I breathe in joy and I breathe out grace. I breathe in peace and I breathe out love. I breathe in abundance and I breathe out generosity. And so I do give thanks for my lungs, for their capacity to breathe. And our next system that we have is our digestive system. And this is the stomach, intestines, and other organs. And they break down food into absorbable nutrients and eliminate waste. So, our digestive system, also miraculous. So, with our intention, let's stand witness to our digestive system as we sit in silence, awake and aware to the miracle that we are. And so I give thanks for this incredible system that ingests and digests, that brings in and breaks down and eliminates. I give thanks that my body temple is active at work, whether I'm aware of it or not. And as I give it some attention today, I do so with incredible gratitude. And then we have our urinary system, and this is the kidneys that filter waste from the blood. They form urine, and they expel it through the bladder and the urethra. So, our urinary system. And I give thanks that my kidneys are happy. I give thanks that my kidneys work well. I give thanks that my kidneys are becoming happier every single entire day. I give thanks for their ability to filter. And I think of a story Dr. Reverend Michael Beckwith tells all the time about someone in one of his classes who had kidney issues and was going to need an operation. And they had to wait a month for it. And he said, during that month, could we try a prayer? And the prayer was every single person in the class, when they went to the bathroom, they gave thanks for their operating and healthy kidney. And as they gave thanks, they saw in their mind's eye their colleague who was having kidney issues. And with the energetic support of the class, being grateful for their urinary tracts functioning well, this classmate spontaneously healed. He called it the PP prayer. So when I go to the bathroom, I give thanks that my system works. How beautiful is that? And then our endocrine system. These are glands like the pituitary and the thyroid that release hormones that regulate body function. So I'm going to feel into my thyroid, which is in my throat area. And I'm not going to try to do anything to manipulate or change. I'm standing witness to the energy of the thyroid. And as I stand witness to this energy, for some reason, I'm just filled with overabundance of joy. And as we've been doing this meditation, some triggers, traumas, thoughts, stuff from the past might arise or have arisen. And it's information for us to know that we get to change our story. We get to love that part of us that we've been afraid of. And so we love our thyroid and we give thanks for our thyroid and our endocrine system and the glands and how beautifully they work. And then we move on to our lymphatic system. And this system includes our lymph nodes, vessels, organs, and they help fight infection and maintain fluid balance. Boy, that's important. And so I just give thanks for all of the glands in my body. I give thanks for the equilibrium that is. Mm, beautiful. And our last system is our reproductive system. And this is during childbearing years is reproduction for the continuation of humanity. And Barbara Marx Hubbard, who was a futurist who I met several times, a beautiful woman who wrote a lot about the future of humanity and the power that exists in each one of us. You and I are so incredibly powerful. And if we take this energy and coalesce it for good, oh my goodness, what we can do. So she said, as a futurist, that our reproductive system, as we get older and it no longer functions to make babies, she called it regenopause. And she said, this is the time when our vital life energy is freed up from the purpose of physical birth to higher purposes of birth. She calls it regenopause. And these higher purposes are finding deeper meaning, connection, and bringing our gifts into the world. So let's take a moment and place our attention on our reproductive organs. And if you're young and vital, let's just bless them and give thanks that they have the power to reproduce, physical beings. And if you are older as I am, I lean energetically into my reproductive organs. And I give thanks for the birth of higher purposes, spiritual birth, rebirth over and over and over again, that I may utilize the energy from this field as a catalyst to bring my gifts and purpose into this world. And so we have gone through now all 11 body systems. And it feels so good, doesn't it? I feel so refreshed. I feel way better than when I started. Thank you. And today I had a call from 3 friends who were also experiencing body issues. And we committed to praying together to support each other, which is very powerful. One is experiencing shingles, and one is experiencing Parkinson's and complications with that. And I am doing head cold. And so there's something in recognizing that we're all in this together, so we pray with and for each other. And there's something about recognizing about how temporary this bodily experience can be, and showing up in love for each other. So when I pray, like I will tonight for my own health and well-being, I always pray for all of the people on the planet who are experiencing the same, that I might be a surrogate using my voice for transformation for the whole. So I wrote a song that is that plays on these little snippets on the YouTube channel. And the song goes, "As I pray for me, I pray for you." And it's true. It's true. When we enter into consciousness and come to the awareness that all there is this field of energy that's called God, and it takes many different forms. And we think that we're separate. We are. We have different skin suits. I'm separate than you. But we're not separate energetically because we are made of the same substance, the same source, the same energy field. So as I pray for me, I pray for you. And when you develop that awareness, that consciousness, then you can use yourself as a surrogate and you can pray for anyone on this planet. And we learn how to do that in the affirmative prayer class coming up. And it is such a holy experience. As I pray for me, I pray for you. So as we close tonight, let's do a prayer for physical wholeness and well-being. And whatever it is that you're experiencing in your life right now, what I want to remind you as you're evolving into your next self. And just as the lobster becomes so grossly uncomfortable in its shell that it has to molt it, that we become so uncomfortable in conditions that we rise up and change ourselves. So wherever you're at on your journey, as you are unfolding, know that this prayer, even though I speak it for health, also can be utilized for abundance, for fear, for relationship, for healing of thought forms, for whatever is up for you. So let's close together in prayer. Please know that I love you and I'm grateful for you. Thank you for finding this YouTube channel. Here we go. And so I begin in the recognition of the oneness of life itself, that there is not God and anything, there's God as everything. And if this is true, then this means that I am an emanation of the only thing that is God, that I am a physical formation of that sacred life energy itself. And within me resides this higher power that we might call Christ energy or Buddha energy or God or the divine, that within me resides that. And so, as I come from this place of divine knowing that God is all that there is and I am that, then I know that God is perfect wholeness, and so too am I. That there's absolutely nothing wrong with me, and there never can be. There never can be. Everything in physical form shifts and moves and changes. And so, right here and right now, there's an adjustment being made. And I claim that that adjustment unfolds into an even healthier self than before I started this head cold. And so I bless myself and I bless each and every person on this planet who's going through some kind of physical dance. And I claim for them the awareness that it is temporary. I claim for them the awareness that no matter what they are going through, that the presence of God is right where they're at. And that no matter what they are going through, the power of love is transformative. And so I speak my word of love right here and right now for myself and for others, that there is a transformation going on. There is a healing and revealing going on, that the goodness and the glory of God is being made present and being made in form. And so for myself and for Sandy and for Tammy and for anyone else of us that are doing a physical dance tonight, I speak my word of wholeness. I give thanks to God that it has always been true. It has always been true that each one of us is whole and perfect. And so I release this prayer into the law, giving thanks that it was fulfilled before I spoke it, and celebrating this awesome nature of the good that is. And so it is. Amen. All right, my friends, I want to thank you so much for being with me tonight. Send you love and love and love and blessings. Please know that if you make notes on the YouTube forum, that it counts algorithmically and does something really fun and special. So please make sure to make little notes and just know that you are deeply, deeply loved. Blessings to you, dear friend.